Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, my name is Ingram Jones, and I have with me world-class fighter, Carson Jones. Carson, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very good, chap. Let's get you on the big screen. See, bring you up. Back, there you are. Good afternoon, Carson. You're joining us live from Big Bear, I believe.
Yeah, the wonderful land of Big Bear.
Yeah, I know the connection is not great up in Big Bear. I remember trying to talk to Darnell Boone up there, and it was absolutely dreadful up in the mountains. So we really appreciate you joining us. For those people who know this, just let people know who you are, Carson.
Say it one more time. You cut out.
Yeah. For those people who don't know who Carson Jones is.
Well, my name is Carson Jones. I'm a professional boxer from Oklahoma City. Well known over in the UK. I'm sure you know much about me. And I believe my next fight will be in the UK on November 26th.
People who know you will know of the fight you had against Kell Brook. They'll also know about the fight you had against Brian Rose, the one you won, and then the didn't go so well in your favour. Who else have you fought in the UK previously?
I fought Brian Rose twice, of course. I fought Kell Brook twice, and I was supposed to fight Lee Purdy, but that fight fell through, and I ended up fighting a guy named Dean Byrne.
Okay, so now talk to us about this next opponent you've got. Can you announce who he is?
I'll say his name because, but I'm still waiting on the contract, which we're supposed to get within the next today or tomorrow. But it's
Okay.
Ben Hall. Ben Hall, he's a 9-0 undefeated junior middleweight, and I had originally planned to fight at 47 this next fight, but this opportunity arose and we took the fight. So now we're just waiting on the contract.
So the weight that you'd normally fight as welterweight, so you're going to move up to light middle again?
It's not necessarily moving up because I'm right around that area right now anyway. My last fight, of course, was a little heavy, and we were just making our way back down to 147 because I feel that's the best weight division for me. But like I said, this opportunity presented itself, and I think it's a good fight for me to take. And I got a job to do on the 26th.
Great. So tell us about, since your comeback, since the Brian loss thing, what have you been doing back in America?
Nothing whatsoever. I kind of took some time off. I kind of lost focus, if you will, and I'm just kind of getting my focus back. And I've been up here since June, and been training since
I do
June.
know.
And I had a comeback fight August 20th. Got a win under my belt, and that fight was actually at 150. So I was just getting things back rolling, and I went home.
I've been watching you, via the Facebook and the training you've been doing. And we've talked before. We talked before the Kell Brook fight. We did the interview there with you. And one of the things that I've had a lot of chats with Abel. Some conversations we've had in interviews have been quite nice and quite charming. And others have been here. I've not agreed with some of the things Abel's had to say, which is all very respectful. And Abel's like an uncle to me in that sense. But your career, he said that he seems to have realised what he needs to do for his career. It's almost as if Abel understands, has recognised Carson Jones, that you have now taken your career on and taken it a lot more seriously and a lot more dedicated. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, before, after the Brook fight, I kind of lost focus. After that fight, I just wasn't the same mentally, and it took me a little bit of time to realize it. But my career boxer's career is short period, and I feel like I don't have much more time, and much more time I mean 5 or 6 years. So I'm just trying to make the best of it, work as hard as I can for 5 or 6 years. Make all the money I can and set up for the future. And I've been training like no other. This Carson Jones today would run circles around the Carson Jones of yesterday.
Those that we've got. So when do you arrive in the UK then, champ?
There, like I said, there's no contract signed or anything like that. So, but usually when I do fight in the UK, we're there a week. So I'll probably get, if it's on 26, I assume that's a Saturday. We would get there the Sunday before, and so we get acclimated to the time change, and go from there.
Fantastic. Just your thoughts, because people may not have caught your thoughts on the Golovkin. And obviously, you had fought Brook at the time, and now his performance against Golovkin. Did he do as good as you thought, better or worse against Kell Brook?
Well, if you look at I did an interview with the guys that were here. I forget which. It was behind the ropes or whatever it was called, the show they were doing.
Yeah.
For the Golovkin Brook fight, and
yeah.
I called the fight to the T. I told them that Brook would box well, which he did at first, until he started getting hit. And then, like I said, it was only a matter of time before it was over.
So your intentions now. Go ahead. Sorry.
He did exactly how it went exactly how I thought it would go. Okay,
so what lessons have been learned from the Brian Rose fight? Come again.
Say it one more time.
What lessons have been learned from the Brian Rose fight?
The last one?
Yes.
Well, I've learned this lesson several times before. I got to start, instead of starting in round 6, starting round 1. You know, it'll be more fun if you start in round 1. So I need to start boxing a little bit more earlier, and get to work earlier. I
remember telling you before, when I saw the second Brian Rose fight, I was watching the fight, and my banana skin, I felt like picking a banana skin and throwing it on my television screen. I said, "What is this guy doing? What's he doing? What is he doing?" Also,
yeah, I gotta get it. We've actually been working on that in the gym. It's not necessarily me being more busy. It's moving my head, making a miss. Because making somebody miss makes them more tired than, when they actually land a punch. So I just need to start the engine a little bit earlier, and I think I'll be fine. I can compete with any of these guys.
One of the key things for you that is surrounding a sparring partner. He's a very good sparring partner. How do you pull away from that sparring partner mentality as such, or as they say, and be the Carson we see in the gym, and be the Carson Jones that can actually go out there and do the business consistently, fight after fight, which could get you back into world contention?
It's all up here. I gotta keep in mind that I need to, as soon as that bell rings, get to work. Don't take any time, because that we don't get no breaks in the ring. There's no lunch breaks. The only break we get is a minute. So just get to work. Get to work early, and then I'll be able to get these guys out of there. Because let's be real. It's with the pressure I put on, with the sustained pressure. If I start that on round 1, it's going to be hard for anybody to last.
Okay. So. Ben Hall's 9-0. He's 9-0 unbeaten. So, in terms of, what's your record now, Carson?
38 wins, 8 losses. No, 11 losses, 3 draws, 2 no contests, something like that. I got too many fights.
In all due respect, Ben Hall's a baby to you.
He's a baby, but I don't overlook anybody. I know how hard I've been training and how hard I've been working and how bad I want it, and I have a job to do, and I'm just coming to do it.
In terms of, have you seen tapes of Ben Hall yet?
Say it again.
In terms of Abel Sanchez, your trainer, has he been able to see Ben Hall?
Yeah, he saw a tape. He's like, they're gonna pay you for this. So, that says a lot right there. He knows.
I'm kind of like, I looked at the sort of footage, like, really? Really?
Yeah. But apparently, like I said, I'm not me personally, and I know Abel's not either, but he knows what I can do. He knows what I've been doing in the gym. And I just think he has confidence just as well as I do. So we work way too hard to to get in this fight and lose. So I'm coming to win.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anything else that people need to know before we tune in to see you fight? Obviously, when you were in the UK, it'd be nice to see you in the UK. You know, great to see you.
Well, just know that when I come over there, every time I come over there, it's never a boring fight, and you know, this will be no different. One thing that will be different is I will be coming out with a clean victory. I plan on looking like $1 million that night, $100 million.
So you're looking for laps around for no points victories then? Say
it again.
We're not looking for no points victories.
You know, a victory is a victory, but usually when I win, it's not a decision. It's a knockout.
If the Carson Jones that turns up, the Carson Jones that fought Kell Brook in the first fight, that's the Carson Jones we need to see in November. That's the Carson Jones and a bit more.
No, that Carson Jones is done for. But the new Carson Jones, like I said, this new Carson Jones will run circles around that Carson Jones.
But in that case, then boxing fans are in for a treat in November.
Yes.
Carson, do you have a message to out there?
Say it one more time. You keep cutting out.
No. Do you have any messages? Do you have any message for any fans out there?
I just appreciate all the support for everyone that supports me all around the world, especially in the UK, and of course back home in Oklahoma. And I'm so glad I get to go back to work on November 26th.
As I know, you've got to go back into training now because you're right now. So we won't keep you any longer. Carson Jones, thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, champ. See you soon.
All right, bro.
So there we have it. Exclusive Carson Jones, who will be fighting Ben Hall. I believe Ben Hall is, I think he's Southern Area champion, something like that. I could be wrong there, but it's Ben Hall he's fighting against. Ben Hall 9-0 will be fighting against Carson Jones. A huge step up for Ben Hall. So Ben Hall can fight or not. Maybe Eddie Hearn knows something that we don't know. But it's definitely a big fight there, a great fight there to look forward to. And if Carson Jones is anything saying he's going to be better than the one who fought, listen, I've been watching Carson Jones training for a while now. I'm talking to him, keep my eye. He looks very sharp, very, very sharp indeed. I've just checked to see the people in the room. Let's see the people in the room very quickly. Okay, Mikey in the room. Mikey says, "Yo, Carson." Mikey says, "I really like Carson Jones, such an entertaining fighter. Gave Kell Brook 2 very tough assignments." Modern Broadcast says, "Who's Carson fighting?" I missed that. He's fighting Ben Hall from the UK, who's 9-0. Carson looks a bit like Andre Agassi. He does, you know. Yeah, he had Brook hurt to the body. Mikey says, "Ben Hall is a quality prospect. This could be a massive step up for him. I think Jones could stop him." I wanted Carson just to punch Brian Rose's lights out in the third fight. Oh, well, I'll take that fight. Hartley Marshall says, "Good evening, Mr. Jones." Good evening. He says, "Caught up with your video last night. Very insightful with your hand and Jacob Gossip." Yeah, that was something, wasn't it? Mind-blowing, eh? I went to sleep having nightmares about it, I'm telling you. Mikey says, "Carson Jones has underrated power. He rocked Kell Brook, banged Carson Jones the first fight and Hamlet in the second fight." Mike is respect Carson, such a warrior, for all the bricks and duck nobody. Deserves all the success in the world. Can't wait to improve. Truth, the truth and only truth will set you free. Anthony Josh has put on 12 pounds in 2013 from Dutch to 229 to 241 and a half. Joshua is definitely on pace. Just the truth will set you free. Hartley Marshall, big step up for Ben Hall. The truth will set you free. Joshua 100% on drugs. 2 months is impossible. Checkbox wreck. Hartley Marshall says, "Bit random truth, LOL." Very random, but also true. Goosed up and getting away with it. Maybe that's why Klitschko didn't want to fight. I don't know. His cash cow. The truth, and only truth, only Also, look at how tight his skin is in pictures. It's so tight, looks like it's going to tear off him. Sign of steroids. Oh, look at this. Some very interesting information here. Ben Hall has a suspect chin in that fight against Ryan Thompson Turner, who was badly hurt and drew with Tim. Wow. Maybe they're throwing Ben Hall to the wolves. I don't know. Hartley Master says good stuff. Modern broadcast, Ingram. Get it again. Keep it up, bro. Great content. You guys got to remember, back in the day on the original Bayloric channel, we had Keith Thurman, we had Terence Crawford, Bright Jennings. We had a lot of big names. So, mind off. Apologies. What do I think about Joshua? I think I'm a bit concerned about when his father came on Dillian White fight, and people say no, he's not on PEDs, he's clean. Nobody asked him the question. He came out and just started talking about that. I found it very concerning. So my thoughts about that. Hartley Marshall, yes, I think we could be back at the talking to Andy Ruiz and Glasseve, or whatever his name is. He's fighting Lebedev, and of course Andy Ruiz is training with Abel Sanchez fight against Parker. So that's going to be some interesting there. We're still chasing up Ray Beltran as well, who's obviously with Manny Pacquiao, training with Manny Pacquiao at the moment. So we'll see Beltran and Manny Pacquiao. Mikey, Ingram gets all the best talent on before other mainstream media get Thurman, Usyk, so many. And there's more to come. So, right, I think that's it. That's all I wanted to come on the show and let you guys know. You've had the announcement right here before Sky, before anybody else in the world, before any other media in the world knows. Carson Jones is back in November. I think it's November the 26th against Ben Hall. I don't think there's much more I can say. But Carson Jones back against Ben Hall in November. This is Bayloric TV with Ingram Jones. Take care, people. I'm out.